Yeah, the stress and the overwhelm is an indicator that you're almost there. And one of the early teaching models that I used was something called the complexity threshold. Okay, this is something you can take from this podcast, take into your life. The complexity threshold is this. So you have like a line here. So we have this line here. And right here is where you want to get to. Okay. This is the place where you've arrived, you understand the subject. But when you're here, right? So let's say this line is where you start. So let's say you want to be a cook and you're like, oh, this is easy. You just heat up a pan and you put things in it and you make something, right? So you start learning about ingredients, you start learning about all the different flavor palettes and where things come from and how that affects the taste and temperatures and all this stuff. And it goes from a simple idea to this thing that just expands. And you get to this point here. It's interesting using this as a backdrop. You get to this point here, and every time, I can basically say every time, there's a moment where there's panic, it's overwhelm. And the thought is something like, how am I ever going to understand all of this? This is just so much. How am I ever going to make sense of this? And this is the moment where most people back off and they pick another subject and they start this whole process again. But they never reach mastery over here because they don't go past this threshold. So if you understand this, you push past. You're like, okay, this is an indicator that I'm almost there. And you move past the threshold. And somewhere around here, when you move past it, it's like your body, your mind computes a formula, like an algorithm that lets you understand everything else with maybe like one or two principles. And that's essentially not, I'm not saying you have mastery of the subject, but you can understand that subject. And these principles are what crosses over into other fields. So if you master one field, like how you have, Michael Jordan, he does business, he does other things. You get all these athletes, they go into business, they do really well. You get people who've mastered something, they take that and turn it into something else because they've gone past this threshold here and they've got the algorithms that translate into other industries. Yeah. The stress and the overwhelm is an indicator that you're almost there.